What's up, it's Packard here, and welcome to the second episode of our zombie podcast. Today I'm joined by Aaron and KP.
Hello guys.
And we'll be talking about the Black Ops 3 maps and how they compared to previous COD maps. And maybe give a few opinions on the maps themselves. Okay, so we'll start off nice and quick with Shadows of Evil, obviously the first map. What do you two think of the map itself?
I think it's a good map, but it is like really hard to get set up on. If you're only just coming into Black Ops 3, it's obviously going to be a really hard map for you, because you're not really going to know what to do with the rituals and everything. And the pack-a-punch, like getting the pack-a-punch over is just stupidly annoying. So, yeah, that's my opinion on that.
It's got soda fountain.
Yeah,
so it's quite good.
It's an alright map. It could have been a lot better. And yeah, the rituals, not knowing what to do. You ain't gonna know what to do for a lot of things, like what the beast does and everything like that. So it's a bit of a confusing map, but it could have been a lot better. A lot better.
Yeah, I think the idea was good, but like the execution was just not good enough in my opinion. The map looked good, but like they had too much like creaturey stuff in it, like Margwas.
Yeah, I think the Margwas were a cool idea though. They were a bit different.
Yeah, but the beast and that, I think it just didn't make sense.
Like, you can compare it to like other maps, you can't really compare it to World at War and that, because that was just the first map, it's kind of an exemption.
Oh yeah, but it was, you know, it was still one of the first zombies maps we ever played, so that was a lot better, even though it was just, you know, a side project. It was a lot better than Shadows.
Obviously then you got Kino on Black Ops 1, which is quite a simple map, so it's not really like what's Shadows of Evil in any way.
Yeah, that's kind of the same as that. They're pretty easy maps. They're just simple. Just simple to play.
I think there's quite similar between Transit though and Shadows of Evil, because they're both quite complicated. Like they have quite big transport systems, and then both not really liked. I'd say Shadows of Evil's more popular, a lot more popular.
Nobody really used the transport in Shadows as much, so...
Oh, I loved it.
But,
has anyone got anything else to add on Shadows of Evil?
Not really, there's not a lot to say about it.
And we'll move swiftly on then to the second map, which is Horizon Track DLC 1. What are your two thoughts on the map?
I think it's second best on Black Ops 3 maps. I think it's a great map. Obviously they did try and add the bows in to be like the stats, but then realised how good the stats went down. And I think the bows were a great idea, because it adds some like depth to the map and something to do like quests and stuff like that.
Yeah. Add something to work towards and stuff, so it's fun.
For me at least, Black Ops 3 is probably my favourite map of them all, like from Black Ops 3 anyway. I think it's just so well done, like the hype around the map when the trailers announced it was just so big. It's such a great map.
Yeah, and to add a lot of other stuff with like, it's the same as with Mob of the Dead, adding the, the dogs that you have to fill up in Mob of the Dead. Now you have to fill up dragons, which gives you a bow, which is really, that was a cool idea. It's probably one of the best ones they've done. It just adds a little bit more around the map and adds, you know, more to the map itself. So it's just a bit more fun to play.
And it also, like took little bits from like each map, because obviously you have the dogs from Mob of the Dead, you have this stats from the giant, which obviously weren't the same as the stats, but those. So, yeah, they did try and take stuff from each map, and I think they really executed it well.
I think, like, compared with other DLC 1 maps, I don't really see any other ones that was better than Horizon Dragon. You had Verrucht in World at War. That was, yeah, it was alright.
That was cool.
Not, and then
Wasn't the best ones, but it was still good.
and then you had
Yeah,
obviously,
Ascension in Black Ops 1.
which is probably one of my favourite maps, but I don't think it is as good as.
Really good.
I don't think it is as good.
And yeah, you had Starlight in Black Ops 2, which I think is an awful map.
Yeah, I
Full
don't like
of
that.
everywhere.
It was a cool idea to have, you know, where they were and stuff, but it was just annoying to get around the map and stuff. So yeah, it wasn't as good as other DLC 2 maps.
DLC ones.
Yes.
But yeah. Has anyone got anything else to add on Horizon Dragon?
Really?
No.
Okay, well then we'll move swiftly on to the next map, which was obviously Zetsubo no Shima. What do you think about that map?
I think I think it is a good map, but there's so many things wrong with it. Like the power, that's just stupidly annoying to do. I don't see why anyone would go. I don't see why.
It's a really hard map to bounce at solo.
Yeah.
Well, that was a very hard.
Also, the pack-a-punch is what like, you have to get loads of parts and stuff for it, and the code just isn't that simple as well. On DLC 1 they did that really simple, didn't they? Just transport parts from each areas, but on Zetsubo you have to go around the map.
Yeah, it's basically you had to go to 3 places. It wasn't particularly hard to do.
Yeah.
And then Zetsubo they just made it hard.
I'm not really even that bothered about like Zetsubo. I think it was such a hard map to play, especially on solo.
Yeah.
It's just for me, it's probably my least favourite of the Black Ops 3 maps.
I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it. But yeah, as you said, the power's annoying to get on. Trying to get into the power room is really annoying. But yeah, if you play it on solo, you can struggle by yourself. So.
But I think the boss fight was easy on it, which was good.
Yeah,
I think
the Easter egg was really easy.
yeah.
Easter egg was probably one of the few redeeming factors for the map. It was fun to play. It was easy to do. I remember when we did it, we had a pretty terrible game, but we still managed to pull it off.
Yeah, it's just too easy to get that done, but that's what we like. We like a bit. Sometimes we like a bit of easiness to it. If you're not very good, then you're gonna like, you know, a bit of easiness to it to make it more fun.
Comparing it to,
you know, you build up and stuff.
compared to like some of the DLC 2 maps, DLC 2, apart from Mob of the Dead, was probably one of the weakest categories for DLCs.
Yeah.
Like Infinite Warfare DLC 2 wasn't taken very well.
Yeah, but it was good for the storyline, Zetsubo, so obviously get Takio's soul, and then you go around getting all the others.
It was quite similar to the DLC 2 map on World at War, which is Shino Numa. You know, it's just, they're both in swamps and stuff. You felt like there was a bit of a link there.
Yeah. Just trying to pick. I think what they did is they picked out the favourite parts from all the maps and try and put them together in their final, you know, maps that they did, which is really good because, you know, there's a lot of maps out there that have lots of things to them and they were very enjoyable because of them things. So they've just added them in to various maps and see how well it went.
Yeah. Like, what country was Thingy set in? What, Zetsubo?
Not sure.
Can't remember
Maybe
now.
Japan or something, I'm not really sure.
There was
I don't know if it's Japan or Japanese or...
But either way, it's nowhere near any of my favourite maps ever.
No. It's just a bit too annoying. It was a fun map, just annoying. Really. That's all you can say about it.
Is there anything else tried on Setsubo?
There's one thing I do like about it though, and that is the plant system. I think that was a good idea. Although you did need to use the plants for a lot of the Easter eggs, which you have to wait.
It's like what was it when you have to find certain water and stuff to make certain plants. You know, if you use the rainbow water, then it makes a good plant. And there's also a really good plant where you use just rainbow water and it makes it into a revive, kind of like a revive plant. So it's kind of like a who's who or a tombstone where you keep all of your stuff and you just, as soon as you die, you'll just respawn back on that location where your plant was.
Okay, so
It's actually really good, so yeah.
on to DLC 3, which was Guard Crovey. I know you two, it's probably your favourite map on Black Ops 3.
Yeah, definitely my favourite.
My favourite thing about it is the variety of weapons that you've got. Could go like PPSH, Mark III, Dingo, or Dracon, anything like that, which made it a quick map to play.
I think some of the Pack-a-Punch camos were really cool. I think that was my favourite Pack-a-Punch camo. Like the blue one of that was just so nice.
Yeah, it's a really good map, very good.
The Easter eggs are really fun on it, I think.
Yeah. And adding in them dragons just make the maps look so much better.
And obviously they did introduce the PPSH, which would be a lot of people's favourite guns ever. So, and they obviously saw that as the one who added it in, so big props to Shark for doing that.
Yeah, it was a very good idea to add in one of the classic weapons that everyone would use.
But the Pack-a-Punch was, I'd say, was probably one of the easiest, but it was still a bit like...
it was still fun to get to and, you know, have a ride on the dragon and stuff, and then, you know, having to get them dragon wings as well, and then being able to just teleport there, because you've done a little quest within the game itself to get the dragon wings, which was a really cool idea. To add different, you know, aesthetics to your character, with like a helmet and everything like that.
Also, it is one of those maps that if you are new to it, it is going to be hard to get set up on, but it's nowhere near as hard as the other maps like Shadows of Evil and stuff.
Comparing it to that other maps, like other DLC 3 maps, it's quite symbolic because the Reagan Mark III came in Guard Crovey, and then obviously DLC 3 was the same time which the Reagan Mark II came in. Except they didn't add the Mark III to every map, which was quite maybe a bit disappointing.
You know, Trail, they always do things in threes. So it's quite a fun thing to find out.
But I think Buried was a alright map, but knowing there's
mixed opinions, most people have on that map.
To add Leroy and stuff was pretty cool. So then you've also got, you know, different ways of getting through the map and everything, which is good.
Yeah, Guard Crovey's amazing map, in my opinion. Up there is one of my best.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, with what about the World of War? I keep forgetting which way around the World of War maps came. Was DLC 3?
No,
not
it was the Reach, wasn't it? Didn't have DLC 4 in that. The Reach was obviously a great map. They did obviously re-establish it in Black Ops 3, which I think it was good, but you don't get the nostalgic feeling from it.
I'm not sure if it was entirely necessary because, you know, they brought it back in Black Ops 2 as well, but...
Yeah, but they only bring it back because it was there. They had the last DLC and they wanted to see what they would get out of it. You know, because I think it's good because, you know, it was a new... They added... The only reason they really remastered it on the old consoles because it was, you know, nobody was playing World of War anymore. So they thought, oh yeah, let's add it into this COD and see how well it does. And it's the same with this one. There's a new console now, so they've just added it in as you know, like a nostalgia from all the other maps.
But also in Black Ops 1 you did have Shangri-La, which I think was a really tough map.
I think it's probably the nicest looking map then. Like, and so is God really, like it's just DLC 3 seems to be them where like the nicest maps, like maybe not with Berry, that was quite a grim map, but
yeah, but it was still alright, it was still nice and everything. So yeah, it's not, you know, they've done pretty well with their maps.
Yeah, but so that is obviously two. That was also my first favourite map for Black Ops 3 and the Rise of Dragon.
Yeah.
Has anyone got anything else to add on God?
Not really, no. It's just a good map overall.
May as well move on to the final map of this video, which would be Revelations. I think for me, it was obviously quite disappointing. It was a good map, but they hyped up too much for what they delivered, really.
Yeah.
And a few times to try out to do something like that.
It is one of those maps you can play 2 or 3 times and then just get bored of, unlike Origins, which was obviously DLC format.
I don't know if I think the Easter egg has a bit of replayability to it though. Like I like doing the Easter egg. There's just a lot of nice steps.
The ending was really disappointing.
Yeah, the ending was very disappointing.
Just close your app before the cutscene, you don't have to feel the same sadness.
Actually doing the boss fight is just, you know, same as doing it in Shadows of Evil, which is a bit disappointing. They could have at least changed the boss fight instead of just keeping it as the same one.
But obviously it was a really easy map if you want to go to Highlands on, because you've got Thunderbolt, you've got your Pifton Servant. If you're on solo you can just have both of those weapons and you can go for ages.
Yeah, it could have been a lot better. It was alright, it was, you know, getting to them high rounds and stuff was alright, but I don't know, it just, in my eyes, it's just a bit too boring, a bit repetitive, really. It just wasn't fun at all. So.
I think comparing with other DLC formats, like you had Origins, which is a lot of people's favourite all-time map.
Yeah, Origins was absolutely amazing. You know, it was a lot different.
I think Origins was going to be the I think it's really like they wanted something for the oldest like kind of generation of the with a bang, and Origins is basically the way I decided to do it.
We never actually thought that it was going to go like that, and then as soon as that ending came, we never thought, you know, there was going to be more of it throughout these maps, and then they ended it, you know, with the house and everything like that. So yeah, we actually found out that there was a house in the end and stuff like that, which was really good.
What was the Black Ops 1 DLC format? I've forgotten now.
Actually remember. There was something good, wasn't it?
I really can't remember. This is one for the blue
Moon.
Oh yeah, Moon.
Yeah, Moon. Oh my god. Another one of my top favourite maps.
Moon was kind of like the map where it was really something very different, like going to, like, not even being on Earth. It was.
Yeah, and, you know, that gravity.
It was something that.
Like that. It was fun.
It's like, I'd say out of all the maps, it's probably the most unbelievable one. I mean, it's not realistic at all, but it's always seemed like, whoa, like the moon.
Well, it's kind of realistic.
Not really though, you stand on a teleporter and go to the moon.
Yeah,
just
Realistic like that.
it's zombies.
That's
It's
what's
not meant
wrong.
to be realistic.
I just think that usually when it comes to DLC4, you usually expect it to go out with a bang, but I feel like
Yeah.
Revelations didn't really bring that to the table.
The
Movement
Easter egg
out
was
of the
hard to
bag,
find. That was the one thing I like. Like there was mania trying to find the Easter egg, and that was fun to be able to. Everyone kind of linked together like that. There's a lot of
was
community
hard.
spirit. Like it felt like you could actually find something because nothing was certain. Felt like
And
you
it was
could be
like-
part of the hunt.
Yeah,
I really did enjoy
there wasn't
that.
just that Easter egg on the map as well.
Yeah,
There was
just
the chalk step. Like,
And
you
the
know,
mask,
you
the
go
mask.
around changing all the chalks and stuff, which was
and you
good.
have the table which you can swap weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah, as soon as you've done that chalk step, you can buy the M19. Something I can't remember it. 1927 for the wall, and then you could switch weapons on this table in that, which was alright. You know, if you didn't want a weapon or something, and another person wanted it, you could just, swap it with them.
So there was really good aspects to DLC4, but
What I liked how they
I feel
linked
like
like
it
so
could
many
be
maps
better.
together. It was just, it was really nice to see like, how everything was just so together. It felt like you were playing like an apocalyptic version of your favourite maps. Where something had gone wrong, which obviously it had with Shadow Man. I really like that kind of dire aspect of the map.
Yeah, it was good map design. It's just, it wasn't what we actually thought it was going to be.
so I think now we should rank all the maps in our best, like top 5. So
For me-
Alex, what is your top 5 favourites in Black Ops 3?
Probably 5th I'm going to go with Zetsubo. I just did not like most of those map things. It was so hard to play on solo. I just didn't enjoy them out. Then probably Shadows of Evil. I did like certain aspects. It was quite hard, but it's definitely an interesting map. It was one of the most unique ones, I think. And then number 3, I'll go with the Revelations. I like the map. I think it's just, if it wasn't a DLC 4 map, I think it'd probably be number 2, but just because it was a DLC 4 map, it just had so much negativity around it. 2, I'm going with Gorod. I love the map. I think it was fun to play. There was a lot of replayability. It was just an overall great map. And number 1 for me is Horizon Dra. I absolutely love it. It's such a balanced map. It's such a overall, it's just so nice. Like having the bows and stuff. It felt like Origins, but like they updated it and made it different and one of their own. I love it.
So my top 5 is going to be, in number 5, I'm going to go with Shadows of Evil, because obviously it is a really annoying map. Because to get set up and everything, it'll take you at least an hour to get fully set up. But in number 4, I'm going to have Revelations. I feel like it had so much more potential to it than what actually the outcome was. Obviously, the ending made it a lot more worse. But in number 3, I'm going to go with Zetsubo no Shima. I'm not one of those people who hates the map. I think it's a good map. I think there was a lot of good ideas to it, like the plant system. The KT-4 was a good wonder weapon in my opinion. And I think it was a good map apart from the power, which if the power weren't so like annoying to do, then I think it'll be number 2. But in number 2, I'm going to go Undrak. I love the bows and everything. Gives you something to do. If you want to go to hard rounds, good. Easy to jump on Undrak, get set up, and we go to like round 50. But in number 1, I'm going to go with God Koivi. I just love the map out of there. Like, you got the Manglers and stuff like that. You got the Mark 3s which they added in, the PPSH that came back. And yeah, it's going to be my top 5.
Yeah, and my top 5, I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to go from number 1 to 5. Gurukrovi, definitely first one. Very, very good. Very good. You know, adding that PPSH, it just gave it more of a feel of an old map, really. And then add in Mark 3s, which was really good, because we only thought it was going to be, you know, Mark 1 to Mark 2.
I think a lot of people expected the Mark 3 to come.
So, and yeah, it was just a really good map overall. 2, I have to go with the Eisenpack. Adding the bows, so much fun. So much fun to try and get them as well. Given like a little bit of a quest to try and get them, which was really good. Because it wasn't too hard, it wasn't too easy. So it was really good to get them. Number 3 I have to go with that slow. Very, very good. Adding plants was a really good idea. With buckets of water and everything like that. It gives a new thing to what 115 can do, and you know what different types of colours it can be, and everything. But yeah, it was really fun. So yeah, and my number 4 one is going to be Revelations. It was going to be number 5, but I think Revelations is, you know, a bit more fun than it, you know, than number 5. But yeah, it's not too bad of a map. It could have been a lot better. But yeah, adding all the nostalgic maps and stuff to it was really good. So yeah, I think number 5. I have to go with the final one, which I can't remember which one it is. Which is just Shadows. So yeah, I don't know. It was alright. A bit too annoying with all of the stuff in it. And Margwas made it a bit more fun. You know, it's like a boss every 5 rounds, I think it was, which was alright. But you know, they could have done a lot more with it. As a first map, could have turned it better. But yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to add. Unless anyone else has anything. If not, then we'll just sign off for the Second Zombies podcast.
So next week we have World War II zombies and how we think that's going to pan out and all that stuff. So
the challenge game.
Stick on for that.
Yep. Stay awesome, people.